This is the second part of working through the most terrifying experience I had with a female narcissist friend in my life. To watch the first part, click on the link above or in the description box below. So, let's get into it. She made me feel extremely self-aware whenever I talked to anyone. I felt like she was always watching me, and I was so scared of her judgment and her questioning. I couldn't avoid it because if I did, she would react so violently and emotionally that it twisted my whole body and reality. This affected people around me too. You just want to avoid these explosions for your own sake and for others. What these explosions do is traumatize you and the people around you emotionally and psychologically, but no one really understands what happened. They don't realize their perception has narrowed to a very small window, and all they, or often even you, see is yourself connected to the very strong negative energy and hurt of the person in front of you, the narcissist. People follow the flow of energy and emotion, and you hear the saying, "There's no smoke without fire." But that's not true here. The narcissist creates the smoke, but there was no fire. No one looks into the actual flow of events, only narcissists see the wider picture. They know when you are flagged and can be abused more, even if they don't consciously realize it. Also, those who are see what just happened to you and are terrified. They see it, but they also know the general perception will be the narcissist story, because general perception always follows what the narcissist creates. They only back off and feel for you from a distance, maybe giving you a hint that they understand what's happening to you. But even that is dangerous, because you're in such a vulnerable state, so hungry for support, and sadly, you've been implanted with very high levels of narcissistic energy through these attacks. You might end up protecting others from yourself, and they want to protect themselves from you too, because you carry all these emotions. If they help you, they fear the same thing will happen to them, or they will replace you in that difficult place. This doesn't create that energy by itself. The energy is pulled out of narcissists and inserted into you during the attack. They take a bite of your energy. It's always an exchange, not just sucking energy out of you. They need to substitute that bite with their own energy. This is their process of renewal. I know it sounds disgusting, but that's what it is. It's an exchange of energy and flesh. The deeper the abuse and the stronger the narcissistic person you deal with, the more solid that energy feels. Like I said in the previous video, in severe cases you feel like you carry parts of their flesh in you and cannot get them out. It feels like you carry them in you for years. Like pieces of their flesh lodged in different parts of your body. It's terrifying. If you've never experienced it, be grateful. But it literally feels like solid parts of them are inside you. Another thing the narcissist would do is, after the initial phase where I was so happy that in my lovely group of friends there was no snarky gossip, shaming, or humiliating anyone, and that secrets were kept, she would start telling me things about other people that clearly were not hers to share. Yet she acted as if she was on high moral ground and it was okay. She did very cruel things but acted like they were completely normal. The action did not match the vibe she gave off. She spread very intimate facts about people's lives in a way that made those people feel observed and talked about. But she did it so that she still looked good. And you never really knew if these facts were true, but you stayed with them. Even now I think they probably weren't true, but at that point they felt true to me. So facts don't really matter. It's like when someone tells you these things, then when you meet that person, you kind of know these things about them and automatically act weird around them, and they feel it. You see how that works? It's just a modern, cool way to talk like that. She was telling you that she knows your secrets and that they might be flying around, or already are. But she hinted at it with a facade so strong you couldn't even question it. That contrast was so confusing. Your soul, or inner being, whatever you want to call it, was shown one thing, a terrible, terrible monster. But your eyes saw someone who also seemed like a good, decent, maybe even cool and modern person. Even now, I'm processing it and it's terrifying. She would also force others to drink, again in a very cruel, emotional way. She drank too, but wanted to be seen as someone who can control herself, have fun, keep boundaries, and be better than other girls and people. She had that goal and manufactured that reality. They work with the law of attraction like this. They have an agenda and just make it happen. That's the law of attraction, but not the way a humane person uses it. A humane person doesn't walk over others or make themselves better by pushing others down. Instead, they train themselves, go on a mental and psychological diet, and try to improve. This is a completely different way of creating reality. H people and N people are both reality creators, but in completely different ways. Usually, narcissism just follows the realities that N people or H people create. She forced us to drink when we didn't want to because she would start showing signs that an emotional explosion might follow. We were terrified, so we drank, and she didn't. Then she would take pictures of the party, looking the least drunk, like she was having fun, drinking but never crossing boundaries. We, and her other friends, would look at those pictures and feel terrible. Of course, we thought we acted poorly, because we're conditioned to take responsibility for our actions. So we blamed ourselves, thinking, oh my God, this is how I acted. But in these cases, you need to see where things come from, see the source of the behavior that were caused by threats of emotional and psychological violence. It's not about blame, that word itself feels very narcissistic to me. But about understanding the true cause, that wasn't you. It wouldn't have happened if you were allowed to make your own decisions and weren't manipulated into it, forced because you are so terrified of their emotional outbursts. If you've experienced them, you then do anything to avoid them because it's such a twisted, sick game and you are trapped in a way that you cannot understand and you blame yourself. And take responsibility for actions that weren't yours, they were a result of a psychopathic trap, manipulation, chaos, and turbulence that they created on purpose. It's a setup. Narcissists know how to manufacture your actions and force you into doing things you never would have done. It's like mafia structures, wars, and tyrannical reigns. This is how they get you. It's all the same pattern. In less severe cases, like with friends, you simply don't see it until your eyes open, and then it's everywhere. It's not just in friendships. It's in almost every interaction you have with people, because narcissistic abuse opens your eyes to all of that. And then you cannot unsee it. Thank you for listening.